So I was at this strip club once, and it was in Vegas, of course. And this stripper kept coming and hanging out with me, and kept like saying she wanted to, do things. And she was like, "Hey, for $100, I'll, suck you off." And I was like, "Well, I'm married, ma'am," because I was married at the time. And I was like, "I'm married. I'm sorry." And she's like, "Okay." And then she comes back and she's like, "How about like we go in the back and we have sex for $100?" And I'm like, again, I'm married, so no, thank you. And then she goes off, and about 45 minutes later, she comes back. And this was the first time I've ever been to a strip club, by the way. And now keep in mind, this is in Vegas, so this lady was over the top attractive, soft. She was so soft, and she was like, she kept calling me Alabama because my voice. And she's like, "How about, we're just going to do it for free because I think you're cute." And I was like, "No, ma'am, I'm married." And she grabs me like by the hand and drags me to the back and then tries to do things. She tries to have her way with me. And I end up pushing her off me and leaving. In retrospect, after my divorce, I regret all this. I should have just done the thing. But
that's a hashtag Me Too moment right there.
Yeah.
She took unfair advantage of you.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, it was wild. Dude, Vegas is wild. It is a wild place. You ever been to Las Vegas?
I have, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I was totally like penniless at the time, so I didn't get to have like a great, gambling experience and stuff there. I had to be a bit careful with how I spent my money, but yeah, it was a hell of a place, man.
Oh my God.
I will say as well, like if you're like strip clubs, Eastern Europe is wild. It's like the Wild West.
Eastern, like Turkey and stuff.
No, like, well, if you go to like Poland or the Czech Republic or Romania, places like that.
The Czech
like,
Republic, yeah, man. If you just type in Google, maybe not on Google, maybe Bing, and you're just like amateur whatever, it's just nothing but Czech women all the way down. I guess the laws.
They are. I don't know, man. They're just built differently. They're all about like my height. They're like 6 feet tall. Like just bodies like athletes, like absolutely stunning.
God, I love it. That's like my thing. I love tall women, and everybody's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Dude, I can't explain it, but having to get a ladder, it makes it. I don't know, something about it, and it's weird because all I ever end up with, like, as girls I would date for a short period of time, was it's always the same, like 5'4" little dainty girl. And then like once in a blue moon, I'll meet like a girl that's like 6'1", and I'm just like, like I love you.
I've only like, cause yeah, most of the girls I've dated have been tall, but not like as tall as me. So like maybe 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
But yeah, I did once date a girl. Like if she was wearing heels, she'd be taller than me, and that was a weird fucking experience to have to like tilt your head back to kiss her.
Yeah,
never experienced that before in my life.
I kind of like it because it's just like it's just even more. It's like they mean more.
It's more women.
There's just more of you. You know what I'm saying? Like so. Yeah, I dated a girl once, and she was a model out of Atlanta, and she was 5'11". So when she would wear ridiculously huge heels, and she'd be like 6'3" and just towering over me, and I just loved it. I loved every second of it. Like I'm just like looking up at her. We go to the club. And it's just, I don't know. I felt like what is the word? Secure, because she's just so large. Like no one's gonna come up to her and take her from me because she's taller than me. But because I'm 5'11". Are you about 5'11"?
No, I'm 6'2".
6'2". What the hell? Why is everybody 6'2"? What?
I don't know, man. It's weird because people meet me like at conventions and stuff, and they're like, "Holy shit, you're fucking tall," and it's like, well, it's just the way I was born, I guess.
It's frustrating because every content creator I meet is 6'2", and I'm used to everybody being, 5'9". I guess it's an Alabama thing. I don't know. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm always taller than everybody. And then I go to a convention, and Nick is 6'2", and Flash is 6'2", and everybody is just 6'2" across the board. Andrew is 6'5". It's like everybody's huge, and I'm like, why am I a baby? Why am I a baby? I'm manly. It's just frustrating. I just but when it's women, I'm cool with it.
Thing is, right, if you'd be right at home in Scotland, right, you'd be towering over most people here because like that combination of like terrible diet and poor weather, like it just stunts people's growth. So like the average height for a guy here is like 5'6" or something. Yeah, you'd be a giant.
Terrible diet and poor weather.
Yeah, it is, honestly.
Dude, okay, so I grew up in a trailer park. and it was a nightmare. Thinking back to it, there's kind of something nice about it and charming, but it's like a Nintendo, like an NES's graphics. But how was growing up in Scotland? I know it wasn't unusual for you, but like, can explain it to me as if it would be unusual for me.
Like what's the best way to describe it? It's like everything's small. Like your worldview is small. Like everything around you is just kind of small and contained and boring. Because like the environment I grew up in, man, it's not like it was like the inner city in London or something like that, where there's like crazy gang violence going on or anything. It's just kind of, I guess, just a bit dull.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get people try to beat you up and stuff because like there's always rough areas. But yeah, I think the mindset of people was just like very like insular and self-contained. And I don't know if it's like that if you grow up in like trailer parks or something as well. But it's just like what we have and like the world within like a mile of where we can like where we live. That's like our world basically, and like whatever's beyond that doesn't matter. So that's the mindset you had growing up in Scotland, in that kind of environment.
It kind of feels the same. By the way, speaking of the devil, Yellow Flash pops in the chat and says, "You're taller than most guys." Flash, I love you. Thank you. He's so nice to me, man. Me and Flash will be at the bar, and he's like, "I love you, man. You're like a brother to me." And I'm like, "Well, goddamn, I love you, Flash."
We all get to that stage of the night. Eh?